Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Beyond Second Cognition. I'm Beall. The topic of this discussion in brief is going to be the latest book I released called Transitional Wisdom, Words for the Pragmatic Seeker of Consciousness. This has been uploaded and is available on Amazon and may be through other booksellers at this point. Loaded it up a couple of days ago. This book is a book of sayings and observations and aphorisms based on looking at the world around us and what people are programmed with, and offering certain, I guess you might call it essays, for guidance for people trying to figure out how to advance their awareness. What people don't realize is that wisdom does not come with an accumulation of knowledge, adding all this stuff in your head that you think has merit, but it's usually just clutter. The truther movement and the conspiracy movement have been infiltrated, so a lot of the so-called alternative media that's out there is just as much a part of the control program as the mainstream media is with its propagandizing. But a lot of people are still lost in the whoop-de-doo, looking for UFOs and Bigfoot and this and that. And when it comes right down to it, how's that going to gain you any wisdom? If you know that Bigfoot existed, okay, so what? The advancement of your conscious awareness to work with consciousness is more of a subtractive process rather than an additive process. You can keep adding all sorts of data and information to what's going on, and if you're dealing with faulty information, you're going to come up with faulty resolutions. Your equations are not going to equate, they're going to be out of balance. So this book has a lot of observations and guidance for those that are really looking for observations and guidance, rather than those that already have their conclusions formed in their conclusion-based narrative reality. If you're wanting to get some different perspective, you need to read a different perspective, and there's not a lot of it out there. Most everything that you run across in the narrative control is rehash of shit that's been going around for decades or hundreds of years or thousands of years. And the only way you're going to transcend that stuff is find out where the rubber hits the road and quit dinking around with the meaningless bullshit and find something of value that'll help you move yourself forward to subtract the faulty programming that keeps you contained and controlled in the narrative reality. I have the Transitional Wisdom book set at $14. It's 171 pages of text from front to back with the intro, the foreword, the afterword, and everything in between. If you're wanting the hard reads, there's all sorts there. Humanity's going through a transition at this point. Some of you folks know this. A lot of folks are blissfully unaware of it, and a lot of them are not even paying attention. They can't even see their world crumbling before their eyes. They're going to suffer the worst because they're not going to see it coming. Humanity is moving to a different level of cognitive awareness if it can keep from destroying itself. Right now, that's marginal. I wouldn't put the odds at 50-50 as to whether this species is going to pull out of the destructive tailspin that it's got itself in right now with all this globalist crap and shutting down world economies and energy and else. It's a grim picture. Sorry, you can't put lipstick on that pig, folks. So if you're one of those that can handle not dealing with the pig with lipstick, this book, and along with the other wisdom books, is the kind of stuff you really need to be feeding on, because the crap they're feeding you has no value and is not going to give you any nutrition for your cognitive advancement. For those of you doing the work, stay the course, don't give up on yourselves.